Hello, hello. Once again, it's your girl Sakura, and we are playing Katawa Shoujo. We are specifically doing Lily's route this time. So we're gonna load our save, and we're gonna get right into it. You know. Anyway, it isn't long before the bell rings to signal the end of the break. Like me, the girls perk up their lunch as efficiently as they set them out. I guess I better be off. Are you going to go with Hisao, Hanako? Hanako looks up at me, and then for a second I can see that she is considering skipping class, maybe just avoiding walking to the classroom with me. Yes. I don't know what to think of it. Hanako really is delicate to the point of breaking if you look in the wrong direction. It makes me a bit nervous too, but I push the feeling aside, trying to be as natural as I possibly can. Sorry, I got drink water. We should hurry then. Class has already started by the sound of it. Lily gives a nod of farewell and bends down to take her cane. Hanako and I filling out before her. We walk quickly down the empty halls to our retrospective classrooms. As we reach the door to Lily's 3-2 classroom, she turns towards me. Hisao, thank you for sharing lunch with us today. My pleasure, Lily. And with that, we part ways, Lily entering her classroom and leaving Hanako and me to walk off on our own. She still looks like she wants to run away. So, do you really want to go back to class now? Yes. Okay then. I feel like I should say something more to her, but it's hard to come up with anything that would be appropriate and safe enough. And Lily was right. The more time we spend here, the more explaining we'll have to do later. I open the rear door to the classroom and walk in. The teacher looks up at me, opens his mouth to say something. However, as Hanako follows me close in, he simply nods to us and continues his lecture. This is the third time that Hanako has been her truancy practically ignored. There's definitely something going on here. We make our way to our seats, and I notice that Misha and Suzune are both missing as well. I wonder if it's some form of informal agreement with the staff, or if it's just a perk afforded to the unique students of the school. Trying to make as little disturbance as I can, I extract the relevant textbooks from my bag and start to catch up. The class goes on quietly. The teacher seems like an okay person despite the weird first impression I got, and the material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre. It's as if he expects everyone is a natural genius. When the first bell sounds, I realize that there is a lot of time left in the day, and I'm left wondering what to do. At odds, at the hospital, I had 24 hours of a day of free time. But here, oh my god, my music is really loud. Give me a second. No. Options. Everything's auto mode delay. Language section, keyboard. I feel like if I turn the music down, you guys won't be able to hear it. It's fine, there. We'll return. Return. Okay, sorry about that. I just can't hear myself think for some reason. Maybe it's my computer's volume. Oh yeah, it's my computer's volume. It's odd that the hospital I had 24 hours of free time, but filling out considerably short hours feels difficult. Everyone else leaves and I'm left alone with the teacher. Muto is examining the assignment sheet we were working on earlier, marking them with a red ball pen. Raising his eyes from his paper briefly, he notices me and furrows his brow. What is it, Nakai? I jump at him, addressing me, but I guess it's natural to spark some conversation since there is nobody else around. Nothing. Thinking about what I would do after school. Teacher slowly puts the cap on the pen and is holding and arranging his papers into a stack, clacking them against the desk twice. It seems very methodical, and for a brief moment I'm reminded of Shizune, but the teacher is more unhurried and relaxed, much more routine. You have no plans? No, I considered joining a club, but I don't know what kind of club there would interest me. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club. Might pique your interest. I guess. I don't know how to continue from there. Muto looks at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the words back and avoid a conversation. But I can't. I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people. I mean the other students. I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not like I'm isolating myself or anything. I just don't know what to think about. Their disabilities, it's like it feels that I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird to just ignore them. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. The teacher scratches his chin absent-mindedly, looking very unresponsive. These things are only issues if you make them one. You can talk normally with someone, even if they are blind or something. Try looking behind the superficial. There's not a single student here who isn't just a normal kid behind whatever they might seem at first glance. He says the same thing as Yuko did. Oh my god. It's my... Sorry about that. That's my Digimon Tamagotchi. I know they're right, but it's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness, when the only other way to communicate with her is talking through Misha? Or Hanako. It's just not like you can imagine her face. Or, oh my god, it's not like you can just ignore her face. Imagine her face. But I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. Teacher! Misha crashes in, her hands straight and enthusiastic greeting, her voice loud and lively enough to wake the dead from their graves. She starts towards the teacher desk with her bouncy step, hands energetically swinging with rhythm. Muto visibly dismayed at the interruption, and Misha in general slumps in his chair. Mikado? Misha steps in, tracks, and looking around cluelessly, as if sensing from his tone that something's wrong, but has no idea what. Yes? We've talked about volume control before. Yes. She doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher just rubs his eyes. So what is it? We need help. We're running out of supplies for the festival stand. This is a distress. She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. So go get more supplies from the art room. What's the problem with that? Plywood. Plywood is always the problem. Last time we wanted more, there was only a little bit. But this time, we just took it all and went with that. Now there's like none left. And so do you know where there is some? I don't understand. How would I know? The president, thought the teacher would know if there is any plywood. Why, was she wrong? Muto looks like he is in a great pain, frowning his entire essence, and Misha doesn't get it at all. Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible. Looks like a man being tortured by drilling his skull in while blasting pop music at full volume at the same time. I'm afraid I have no idea if there is any plywood in this school, let alone where it would be if there is any. What should I do? Perhaps try finding Mr. Nomiya. It's quite sure he would know where to find everything you need. You have to pry them from his cold, dead hands, but that's a different matter. I don't have time. we're so busy. She holds her head with her hands, both of her hands, looking at us desperately, as if for a possible person like her. Without noticing, she crumbles the note she's holding against her hair. I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There is so much to do, and we are falling behind schedule. Muto looks at her gravely and then suddenly smiles. The smile doesn't really fit his face. I think it's better if he didn't. I wonder if you could get some temporary help. He switches and stares at me forcefully with a hard expression as if to say, go, make some friends. ... I guess I could give you a hand. You can? Thanks, Hichan, you're really nice. She pauses, puts a double take, and then points at me with her fingers. Ah, looking very puzzled. Come to think of it, what is Hichan doing here? Class is over. You should be having fun. We were just having a little chat. Oh, it's not detention, is it? Are you in trouble, Hichan? Blink twice if you're in trouble. No, I'm not. Is Hichan in trouble, teacher? No, he's not. Muto sighs deeply, and I feel that I have to help Misha to get her off the teacher's back. So what do you need? Here's a list. I can try to find the plywood somewhere if there's none in the art room. She offers me the note she's holding. I take it hesitating a bit. I said I'd help you, but there's no implication on whether I'm joining the student council or not. Aww. Still, thanks, Hichan. Try to be quick. We're all in a stall building streak now. We must hurry, hurry, hurry. She bounces out of the classroom, leaving me and the teacher looking at each other with something that feels like a silent agreement. Well, you have it there, Nakai. You have something to do now. Please don't sound so smug. Looking at the list of numbers of items ranging from paint to plywood, all written with small and neat handwriting, that is undoubtedly Shizune's. I heave a sigh. I'll be going then. Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit the hallway. The classroom closest to ours are designated belonging to 3132, on the right side 34, and on the left side door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridor, still with identical doors, are rooms that I don't think were used for classrooms. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom, but it seems rather bare or not in use. Am I in the right place? Desks and chairs are still around the room, a thin layer of dust settling on them. There are some easels in the corner, so at least this looks like the right place. The room was flushed in sunlight from the big window, shadows creeping all over the desk. Speaking of dust dancing and sagging the air, making beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call into the empty room. Anybody, something catches my eye, and I stop mid-sentence. It's Rune! Sitting on the desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform, with a fork between her toes, and a morsel of food stuck firmly at the end. This way of dining seems to be the cause of her apparent lack of hands, but her presence here is what takes me aback even more. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in the corner, very still, but I still somehow took her as part of the furniture or a statue at first glance. You know what? This is gonna be our thumbnail, so give me a second. How do I just show text? Show image. There we go. There we go. wait, I'm blocking. That's fine. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in the corner very still. Okay. I'm being too observant today, as the whole. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with her huge eyes like rabbits in headlights. She's staring at me with her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. I'm staring at her, mouth wide open. Suddenly I remember I didn't finish my sentence. I try to think of if I should. The weird stalemate keeps us both from stunning in silence, punctuating only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. Hello. The girl stuffs the forkful in her mouth and now is staring at me expectantly while chewing. It's a bit awkward. Hello, I was told to pick up some supplies from here for the festival stalls, I think. I don't think there would be someone here. There is. That's why I came here too. She picks up another forkful. Doesn't that mean you're here then? She raises her eyebrows, as if she was suspecting my observation was false. You're pretty observant. I guess it does. But who are you? The girl's pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai Hisao. I'm Nakai Hisao. Nakai. I just transferred on Monday. I'm Rin. Tezuka. Rin. Tezuka. I won't shake your hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. And that's very nice. Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking my hand or not. It kind of bothers me joking about the matter that doesn't feel appropriate at all. Well, I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate and whether this girl is. She seems to have lost interest in me, is now gazing yearningly back at her food. Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me. I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are at the back. Go right ahead. But lunch, school's already over for the day. What word would you use then? There is no word for a meal you eat after lunch but before dinner. It's dinner, guys. It's dinner. I came up with the word. I am a genius. It bothers me very much, but I don't really know what I would say. I don't think you are supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with. Lies, Sal. Lies. You could always eat later anytime. Preferably after lunch, before dinner. But I'm hungry now, and my delicious lunchbox would go to waste otherwise. I have curry. It's very delicious. Oh, curry's so good. With much decisiveness, Rin once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with very much impoliteness, she points it straight at me. So, Nakai, what brings you to this place? Like I said, I was looking for these things? No, the school. From the outside, you look fine. What's the problem on the inside? I come to a full stop, opening my mouth, but not getting a word out. I can guess. I'm not good at guessing. I'm good at guessing. Better than most people. Sorry, I had to take a drink. Ring cuts me off before I can answer her question. Or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in place of the issue again. I haven't even told anyone here about my condition. Or maybe it's just because it really hasn't come up. I do get the feeling that I'm not making an issue of this part of the socialized code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if people would relate. Probably not any better than any normal person could. I can't relate to Shizune's circumstance, or Lily's either. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Rin considers my condition could be, with an overall complacent look on her face. She pulls back the fork between her lips and leans forward, looking at the ceiling as if she's answering what's written up there. A beam of light illuminates her face. The window slides, creating a mask of darkness, with shadow on either sides. I don't think it's anything in your head. And something in your guts would be boring, ordinary. It's like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. Problem must be in your pants. This mess up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement, and the sheer lack of tact, is what catches me completely off guard. I think I've been reeled back, and even physically, as Rin's eyes widen in revelation and astonishment. So I was right. There's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there? Oh. She, particularly in shock, but recognizes that I need to reply something. I spit out the first thing I can think of. No, nothing like that. I have a heart problem. Arrhythmia. Dot dot dot. I said it more than I blurted it out, but I said it. The girl in front of me purses her lips together and lowers at me, looking very disappointed. How boring. Trouble in your pants would have been much more scandalous. What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down. I forgive you. I collect people, and a person with, that kind of problem would be really great. Collect people. People with different problems. Huh, so you're just like going around asking people what's wrong with them? Pretty much. I see. Dot dot dot. With little left to say, Rin resumes her lunch. And the conversation dies away, but I keep thinking about what she said. The first time I told anyone about my condition, all the people have either known about it already or heard about it from someone else. Or didn't need to know about it. It's like every student here so far. Should I have told it as a natural part of my introduction as I expected of me? Hi, I'm Misao, and I have a very serious heart condition. Is that how I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? As if our disabilities would define us? What a disgusting thought. That is a disgusting thought. Or maybe Tezuka girl just had an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room, I pick up the items on Misha's list. The chance to open study ring in the corner of my eye. Her hair is bright auburn, almost orange, and cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. The boy's uniform and lack of arms makes her look very thin, almost scrawny. She's not particularly pretty, except for her murky green eyes which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even when she eats. The distance and shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but they instead absorb all of it within them like a deep wells. She moves her feet almost as defiantly as a normal person would with no arms. However, I see how the sight could discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, at least. I hesitate to think of the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I search for the cabinets and shelves for Misha's things, but after time has passed, enough silence gets too uncomfortable, so I force out conversation out to the strange girl. Sorry. So do you always eat alone at this late, or do you get occasional visitors? Visitors, maybe. You're the first occasional visitor. But I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof. If she's not forcing around. Forcing. She likes to do sports. Oh. That's all I can think of to say. Both of us fail silent as Rin works the last bit of her meal to her mouth. I look down at my hand, tall, and double check it with Misha's list. It seems I have everything except plywood. So, I think I have all the things now. That's very nice of you. Don't feel obligated to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you're going to do with that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like watching girls sleep. I'm not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks serious. Even if I did, I think I'd have to be going. I'll catch you later, Tezuka. Call me Rin. I feel like our relationship is at least good enough to warrant this much. It was already turning to my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine, I'm Hisao. That you are. ... Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but with intimidating feelings you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. She blinks a couple of times. I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere. See you later, Hisao. There's something like a tiny smile there in her face, maybe. I quietly back out of the room. I shut the door in front of me and I face whisper myself to the wall. What an intriguing person. Alright guys, we're gonna end it here. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe and comment. Remember, Bakas, stay smelly.